Hello everyone, we are group 4 from class D. In this video, we want to explain about phrases. What is phrases? A phrase is two or more words that do not contain the subject verb pair necessary to form a clause. Phrases can be very short or quite long. For the example, 1. After lunch. 2. After slithering down the stair and across the road to scare nearly to death, Miss Philpott will see pruning her rose bushes. 13. Phrases have specific names based on the types of word that begins or govern the word group. For the example, noun phrases, verb phrases, prepositional phrases, infinitive phrases, participle phrases, gerund phrases, and absolute phrases. Let's see one by one. The first one is a noun phrases. A noun phrases include a noun, a person, place, or a thing, and the modifier either before and after, which distinguish it. The pattern, optional modifier, plus noun, plus optimal modifier. The example, the shoplift pair of jeans. Pair is noun, the shoplifted of jeans is the modifier. A noun phrases too can be as a subject, object, and a complement. For the example, Jerome adopted a cat that refused to make a sound. A cat that refused to make a sound is a direct object.
Verb phrase. Sometimes a sentence can communicate its meaning with a one-word verb. Other times, however, a sentence will use a verb phrase, a multi-word verb to express more nuanced action or condition. A verb phrase can have up to 4 parts. The pattern is auxiliary verbs plus main verb plus verb ending when necessary. For example, hot, clean. Hot is auxiliary verbs, clean is main verb, at is verb ending. Salt have been breathing. Salt have been is auxiliary verbs, read is main verb, and ink is verb ending. And the last is must was. Must is auxiliary verbs, was is main verb. The verb phrase in action. Mom had just cleaned the refrigerator shelves when Lawrence knocked over the pitcher of orange juice. Sarah should have been reading her research essay, but couldn't reason another short chapter in her Stephen King novel. If ghosts are coming for dinner, we must wash our smelly dog. Prepositional pairs. At the minimum, a prepositional pairs will begin with a preposition and end with a noun, pronoun, gerund, or clause, the object of the preposition. The object of the preposition will often have one or more modifiers to describe it. The pattern is preposition plus noun, pronoun, gerund, or clause, preposition, plus modifiers plus noun, pronoun, gerund, or clause. For example, on time. On is preposition, time is noun. Underneath the sagging yellow coach. Underneath is preposition, the sagging yellow is modifiers, and coach is noun. From eating too much. From is preposition, eating is gerund, too much are modifiers. A prepositional phrase will function as an adjective or adverb. As an adjective, the prepositional pairs will answer the question which one. For example, the spider above the kitchen sink has just caught a fat fly. Which spider? The one above the kitchen sink. As an adverb, prepositional pairs will answer questions such as how, when, or where. While sitting in the cafeteria, Jack catapulted peas with a spoon. How did Jack launch this piece? With a spoon. After breakfast, we piled the dirty dishes in the sink. When did we ignore the dirty dishes? After breakfast. Amber finally found the umbrella which under the passengers from seat. Where did Amber locate the umbrella? Under the passenger from seat.
Infinitive phrase. An infinitive phrase will begin with an infinitive, to plus simple form of the verb. It will often include objects and or modifiers that complete the thought. The pattern is infinitive plus objects and or modifiers. For example, to slurp spaghetti, to send the document before the deadline, and to gulp the glass of water with such force that stream of liquid rained on his chin and wet the front of his already sweat-soaked shirt. Infinitive phrases can function as nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. For example, Cheryl plans to take microbiology next semester when Professor Crumb, a pushover, is teaching the course. To take microbiology next semester functions as a noun because it is the direct object for the verb plans. The worst thing to happen during the severe thunderstorm was a lightning strike that fried Clara's computer. To happen during the severe thunderstorm function as an adjective because it modifies thing. Ryan decided to mow the long grass on the front lawn to keep his neighbors from complaining to the homeowners association. To keep his neighbors from complaining to the homeowner association function as an adverb because it explains why Ryan mowed the lawn. Participle phrase. A participle phrase will begin with a present or past participle. If the participle is present, it will dependably end in ing. Likewise, a regular past participle will end in a consistent f. Irregular past participles, unfortunately, conclude in all kinds of ways. Since all phrases require two or more words, a participle phrase will often include objects and or modifiers that complete the thought. The pattern is participle plus objects and or modifiers. For example, flexing his muscles in front of the bedroom mirror. Read from a spiral ring notebook. And driven crazy by grandma's endless questions. Participle phrases always function as adjectives, adding description to the sentence. For example, the store clerk lining up carton of orange juice made sure the expiration date faced the back of the cooler. Lining up carton of orange juice modifies the noun clerk. Elijah likes his eggs smothered in cheese sauce. Smothered in cheese sauce modifies the noun eggs. And thrown in the dryer, the jeans hung above John's ankles. Thrown in the dryer modifies the noun jeans.
Germ phrase. A gerund phrase will begin with a gerund, an ing word, and will often include other modifiers and or object. The pattern: gerund plus object s and or modifier s. A gerund phrase looks exactly like participle phrase. How do you tell the difference? We must determine the function of the phrase. A gerund phrase always function as nouns, so they will be subject, subject complement, or object in the sentence. For example, washing our dog Gizmo requires strong arms to keep the squirming unhappy puppy in the tub. Washing our dog Gizmo equals subject of the verb requires. A good strategy to avoiding dirty dishes is eating meal off of paper towels. Eating every meal off of paper towel equals subject complement of the verb is. Susie tried holding the slippery trout, but the fish flipped out of her hands and splashed back into the stream. Holding the slippery trout equals direct object of the verb try. Absolute phrase. Absolute phrase combines a noun and a participle with any accompanying modifiers or object. The pattern: noun plus participle plus optional modifier s and or object s. For example, his brow knitted in frustration. Brow equals noun, knitted equals participle, his in frustration equals modifiers. Her fingers flying over the piano case. Finger equals noun, flying equals participle, hair over the piano case equals modifiers. Our eyes following of the arc of the ball. Eyes equals noun, following equals participle, arc equals direct object, our, the, of the ball equals modifiers. Rather than modifying a specific word, an absolute phrase will describe the whole clause. His brow knitted in frustration. Thomas tried again to iron a perfect crease in his dress pants. Francine playing the difficult concerto, her fingers flying over the piano case. We watched Leo launch a pass of his fullback, our eyes following the arc of the ball.